Very good evening, friends. I'm Nalini Swami, welcoming to my channel. Yesterday, what I did was, yesterday Nifty closed around 24,252. And I went to the at the money call option and the put option. They were at 183 and 148. Then what I did was, not 183, I'm not able to make out. Let me 24,200 it for the auto. $24,400. Why it is not changing? So the call option was closed around yesterday. The call option closed around 132, and the put option closed around 43. 132 and 43. So I added these two numbers, 132 plus 43. You will get 175. You are getting 175. Okay. By adding, see, what I did is I added for 24,252, 24,252 plus 175, it gives you 24,400. 252 plus 175. You can make out there. 24,300. So the range is, to define the range, 24,400. Okay. And I minus 175 point from 24,252. 24,252 minus 175 gave 24,077. Then the range was, since it is above 50, I considered as 24,100. So the level range for the day, I marked it as 24,400 and 24,100. Then what I did is I didn't go for the matching call option or the put option. I went for the, let me remove the, since 24,400 was the range, I'll go to 24,100 call option and I will select 24,400 put option. When I select the 24,000, it's not selecting 1 minute because the auto is on. Okay. Now it will select properly 24,400 put option. So I selected both because the resistance I marked was 24,400 and the support was 24,100. When I mark these two levels, see, let me zoom it. What happened in the market? And I knew that market will face resistance because, let me go to hourly chart. This was Monday's level. Monday level means this is Monday high. If you go there, this is the Monday high. Monday high is 24,353 and Monday's low was 24,226. Okay. And our range marked was 24,400. I knew that they are going to defend because the market will not, because these are the writers sitting over here and market tried to come over there and probably it may face resistance. And the pivot actually automatically my indicator Nalini CE dual instrument marks the pivot. This was the pivot. You can see I will add one more line. See exactly 24,000 here. Now, when market opened, 5 minutes, let me go to the 5 minutes. I've already applied, selected 24,100 and also I mentioned in the group to add 24,400 put option and 24,100 call option. Here, see, automatically my instrument plots the base grid line. Base grid line for immediately after the market opens. This is the first 5 minute candle, the first 5 minute candle high and the first 5 minute candle low. And the base grid line, let me take out this. Base grid line is here, that is 24,290. Let me take it. This is the 24,290. First 5 minutes, it was a huge range. The low was 24,267 and the high was 24,330. So what happened in the market is it started coming down. And sometimes yesterday what it did, it came down and it took support and it stayed in the range. It rallied up and stayed in the range. So we cannot say what it will do. And it also started falling below the previous day base grid line. This is the previous day base grid line. And you can see after 10:35, after an hour, the market could not go past this level. It was an indication that market is going to go down. Let me put an Alt V over here and see the call option around 10:35. Yeah. It started resisting. Even here also, it could not go past and even here, the base grid line for the previous day was higher, right? It started falling below the previous day base grid line. And also today's its own grid line, base grid line, they are very important. And then market started not crossing this level. It indicated the weakness. Then I thought it is the sell. I need to sell the call option. Nowadays, selling the call option, it becomes easy because you can make money only in writing the. So I wrote around 223. Meanwhile, see the recovery in the put option. Put option, its own base grid line here and previous day base grid line and today's base grid line. It started coming up and then they crossed over. They crossed over, and when they crossed over, it could not go to this level. You can see over here, call writer level. The same thing it is doing actually every day. And the call came down to the put level, that is 104. You can see there, 104. The low made was 94, and I was able to capture. I closed around here. I didn't hold beyond this because I was looking for this level, actually base grid line of the put option. And probably it may halt like that, I thought. And then it came down to 231. From 223 to 231, you can imagine around 90 points capture in the call option. Meanwhile, when it started moving above this put option 140, you could have bought this put option, and it started climbing above its base grid line and also its pivot. That is a bullish sign. It started moving higher. Here, the put option from 140, it gave an high of 226, more than that. So 140 to 226, almost 18, equal amount of gain and equal amount of loss in the call option and the put option we were able to see in the market. That is the beauty of this option. This indicator, dual CE/PE indicator. You need not struggle actually. I've included pivots, base grid line, and also higher high and lower high, and everything, and average line, everything you come to know. See, it plots the average line when the put option is above this average line. It is saying that a yellow color line is plotted. That's how you can take very well. But yesterday, there was no expansion. You can see put option moved towards the mid-range and came down. They did not expand beyond this range. Today, it was a beautiful opportunity. They expanded. When they expand above this and could not go past the previous day level, it is a indication that it is an opportunity for selling the call option. You can take the aggressive trade also. Aggressive trade, but it will be choppy once you take and you can see the put option crossed beneath. It came well below everything because of the expiry effect. See, it's level and it showed weakness. Weakness, it came around 96, and the call option was around 120 or something. Let me zoom it. The low price is 111, 113. Let me pick up the magnet and anchor it. See, 113.4. 113.4, and it went below the 113.4, and as if it showed as if this put option is going to lose. At the same time, it made an high. This is the divergence. And could not go past this level. Even the previous day high. See, This is the previous day high. If the call option has to go past this, means it has to, this is the previous day high. It should have crossed that. It could not sustain there. It made a double top and started coming down. Aggressive entry you could have taken. Even if you could have sold around 248, it would have been very, very. This is the very beautiful indicator, friends. You can make out, see, you can make out how to take the trade. You are going to observe the option behavior very clearly. Now, let us go to the where this premium has stopped. 24,000 index future has closed around 24,188. Then our at the money becomes 24,200. Let us go and check. Even the Nifty has closed around 24,290. That is a wonderful thing. While closing, the manipulation, just see the manipulation. Market has closed around 24,290. 290. Yes, you can see the close over here. This is the close. So, based on that, we are going to for tomorrow NSE option chain. Now it is not closed. Everything you need to wait for the closing price. But I am just showing you how you can pick up the 24,200 becomes the at the money, this one. If you see, at the money call option is 57 and 66. At the money call option is 57 and 66. So, if you add 57 and 66, that comes to 120 points. You add 120 points. 120 points to 24,220. It comes to 24,240. So our range has been fixed. This is the range. And if I minus 120 points, that comes to 24,000. It comes to around 24,219. 24,219 minus 120, it gives you around 24,099. Again, the level is same, 24,100 call option. 24,000, this is the level. Let me put an coordinate and 24,100 is my, sorry, I have typed it wrong. 24,100 to tomorrow. Our range is defined from 24,250 to 24,143. Then I am going to select 24,300 call option. No, put option. Let me go to, okay, first let me select the, already I am in the 24,100 call option. I need to feed in the data. That's it. If I feed in the data 24,300, I get the range. These are the, they are converged with each other. Their price is almost equal. You can see over here. The call option has closed around 116. and the put option, let us say 24,160 and 24,300 call option is 130, 125. So 125 and 130. So this is the price. Closing price will be something else. It will be different. So morning. So after the violent move, these two premiums have converged. Tomorrow you need to see this is the put option boundary and this is the call option boundary. So let me take out all the drawings. So this is my strike price I have selected for tomorrow's trade. Considering that our range for the Nifty is 24,300 to 24,100. Suppose if the market starts moving higher slowly, then we may get the Nifty can move up to 24,200. There we need to see what will happen. What is the price action? See, if we see that it is the pivot of the previous day. Previous day is around 24,247, and we need to see whether the market is going to resist there. And the call option, this call option, it is the breakdown level around 190. It may go up to, if the market goes there, we can anticipate that level and the put option to lose more. So this is how you can trade with my dual CEP indicator. Very beautiful. You need not struggle. You get the base grid line pivots. See, they themselves will tell you it is losing the pivot. It lost the base. See, previous day base grid line, previous day pivot. The market started trading below the previous day range and then could not sustain. It started coming down. There was a level from the previous to previous day pivot level. There, the market came down and halted there. You can see there. The market has halted over here around this level, 137. It has closed around 116, little bit lower, and you can see so beautifully you get a reference point with this indicator. You need not struggle for the trade. It was a beautiful trade because market yesterday on Friday there was no trade. I could not trade. Today I was able to trade, make money. That is a beautiful. And I went for selling the options inspired by my indicator buyers. Two people are option sellers. They keep on communicating with me about their option selling trade. So that made me actually to go for selling. Actually, I found out that without tension, you can sell. If you hedge the position where for 50, within 50, if you have 70,000 or 80,000, they will give you one lot. One lot you can do without any tension, you can do that. One lot you can do. Alternatively, if the market gives you an opportunity, simultaneously you can buy the put option and make money in the put option also. See, they came down and they converged. Yesterday, it came down, stayed within this range. There was no trade. That's why I'm telling you, there was no trade. Expansion to the previous day could not cross it and sustain below. It started coming down. Exactly, Nifty could not stay above 24,000. That was an expected thing because I knew that market is going to get resistance over there. So friends, thank you very much for listening to me. So if you want to access my indicator, It is a paid indicator. You can WhatsApp me on this number 9845209600. It is, you will get all the details. It works for this indicator. Automatically, you can look for crude oil as well as commodities, as well as stock options. You can trade in that. For example, before closing, crude oil is trading here 8,155. Let us go and check on daily what it is doing. On daily, it is in this territory. 8,075 is the territory, and it has gapped down and trading little. It has made a low here during the day. Let me take off this. And it is trading there. Then you have to select 8,400 put option and 8,000 call option. Let us select 8,000 call option, and then we will go and feed in the data for 8,400 put option. 8,400 put option. I've fed the data. Automatically, it fetches the fetches the pair. Actually, let me go to the 15 minutes time frame. What is happening in the market is range bound. It is very, very range bound. There is not much trade. They are trading. See, the previous day, the call option was at 631 and the put option was around here 459. The put option rallied when the market came down. That was the maximum. It has reached 573, and at present it is trading near the low. That's why crude oil is showing. Let us go. Let me go to this and apply the crude oil. You can see it is trading below its base grid line. It is trading below the base grid line, and it is the support is here. Double bottom it had made, it had gone there, and during the day you need to watch whether if it starts moving above this, and it can fill the gap also. It can fill the gap. It looks as if it is moving higher, but it has resisted already. Then you can look for suppose if there is a rejection, you can look for a put option in the underlying. This is the option 8,500 futures put option. 8,400 put option, you can see for that. Yes, friends, like that you can trade. I think the range is good. It has fallen below the previous day base grid line and today's base grid line. And the support is here. The pivots are supported here for this pivot, and it is in between. So you can look for that. If it goes there, the crude oil, if it moves higher, the put option will become cheaper. And if this is definitely it is a breakdown, probably intraday pull up may be a selling opportunity in this crude oil. Probably it may go down to 8,080. That is the range you can anticipate for that, and you can look for that. Look for the pullback. Let us go to the hourly time frame. On an hourly time frame, actually, this is the resistance. It is facing resistance. It is facing resistance. Probably it may start trading below this. It has faced resistance. The thing is, we can anticipate how much we can anticipate. Let me put this. And then 1:2. Even it can come down to 8,082. Even sometimes it can go down also. Thank you very much, friends. Nalini Swami signing off.